No, they put some really long at bats, and I thought Didi's home run really got us going. Looked like we were, a little off in the first time through the lineup. We were a little late at times, but it seemed like they got in a good rhythm. The hitters and understood what he was trying to do to them and made the adjustments.
Talk about being a little bit off, a little bit late. Any of that you think a carryover effect from last night?
It could be. I mean, it's a quick turnaround, but again, Didi's hit got us going, and then Cassie has a huge day as well, so it's good to see.
With Gregorius' 20th home run of the season, second straight season where he has 20 home runs. When you first acquired him, did you think he was capable of that type of production from a power standpoint?
Well, I mean, when you looked at his at-bats against right-handers, they were good, and we knew that he had power against right-handers. I think what we weren't quite sure how he was going to adjust against left-handers, and to me, that's been the biggest difference in Didi. He's an everyday player, and he hits from power against lefties as well. So I'm not surprised. It seems like everybody hits 20 homers now. So
you look at his numbers, and it seems like he's been getting better and better and better since he joined the team. What do you attribute that to, in particular, as far as the increasing batting average?
Getting a chance to play every day, maturing, understanding who he is and what he needs to do to be successful. I mean, there's a lot of times that players come up and they're young and they're very talented, but there's adjustments that they have to make, and they have to find out who they are and what makes them successful, their routine, and I think Didi's got a good one.
Joe, what has Chad Green meant to this team?
A lot. I mean, he's been really, really big for us. Again, I thought Montgomery pitched a pretty good game today, but I knew that I had Chad Green, rested, and I could get, upwards to 40 pitches from him, 45 pitches, and at that time I just chose to go to him because he's done a good job against Scope, and Scope's had a great year, but he's meant a lot, a whole lot.
So as you guys press toward the end of the year, these games are all important, but you're playing pretty well right now. How do you feel about it heading into the last?
Well, you want to keep it going. Obviously, I think it's a big game tomorrow again. The other teams are chasing us, and we're chasing the Red Sox, and every day we win, it makes us easier for us to try to accomplish our goals. So got to play good again tomorrow.
You mentioned having a fresh Green as a big factor in lifting Montgomery there, but do you also consider the innings limits and what you're trying to do in that regard, in that situation?
Well, no, I think Monty's okay. I mean, we feel that he's okay. I mean, he has not been stretched out a whole lot lately, and he had actually done a really good job against Scope. I mean, he'd thrown the ball, but again, you feel like you don't want to waste that weapon when you got it, and that's why I went to it.
Joe, what does it mean to have your Castro back and Didi in that double play combination?
It's been big. I think we've missed some of the veteran presence in our lineup the last month and a half, and you get a bunch of big hits out of Castro, some really big ones out of Holiday, and it's just helped out.
What's the difference, biggest difference in Green from last year to this year?
Well, I just think that his location has been outstanding. His control has been outstanding, and his fastball plays up out of the bullpen, and his slider has been good out of the bullpen. So to me, similar to Dellin, it's been simplified. He doesn't need to be a 3 or 4 pitch pitcher anymore. He's just been a 2-pitch guy, and it's been successful for him.
Is Jacoby is healthier than he's been in a few months?
Yeah, I mean, he looks great. Obviously, he's meant a lot here. The last down the stretch here too. He's had a bunch of big hits for us too. But again, it's a veteran who's been through all this, who's been to the World Series, who's been through playoffs, and understands what September's all about. And his at-bats have been great.
I mean, I know he throws hard, Green, but is there deception there? It seems like
there has to be. Yeah, I mean, we feel like it gets. We talk about it. It gets on hitters. His fastball plays up.
Joe, were you okay with Machado's slide in the first?
Did you do the same as a starter? That fastball.
Yeah, but when you start going through, you get into 70 and 80 pitches, it starts to change. I don't know. I'm not sure that I completely understand the rule. I don't think he meant to, hurt anyone. I don't think it was vicious. Personally, I just wish they'd go back to where it was, what it used to be. I do. I think there'd be less confusion for all of us. And I think, having to stay on the bag puts them in jeopardy on close plays.
Is Robertson to you a different guy than when you had him the first time and rely more on the breaking ball now?
I don't think so. No, he always had a great curveball. Yeah, I mean, he did. I think he's more experienced, and he probably has a better feel for it now and is more consistent with it now than he when he was a little bit younger. But I still feel that he's pretty much the same guy.